All right, hello yoga friends, and thank you for joining me. This is Summer Yoga Flow, and I'm Megan. And tonight we're going to do a flow that's kind of hip focused. So that's my goal tonight. We're really going to get into the hips, and don't let that scare you though. It's gonna be nice and stretchy and flowy. Our hips are associated with our creativity, our stress, all kinds of stuff. But we'll get into that as we go through the class. Just as always, if you have a mat, grab a mat. If you don't have a mat, no problem. Just make sure that you have something to pad your knees. If you like to work with yoga blocks, you can grab a couple of blocks. Otherwise, you don't necessarily need them, but if you like a couple of books or soup cans or water bottles to lift the floor up to you, you can always do that too. Right. So let's start lying down. And just get comfortable. Anything that feels good to you, do that. And as always, as we move through class, make sure you take care of yourself. It's not important to do everything 100% perfect all the time. The important thing is to really listen to your body and to take care of yourself as you move through your practice. So that being said, start any way that feels good. You can sprawl, you can bend your knees, bring your feet to the floor, you can bring the soles of your feet together, knees out wide. You can support yourself in any other way that feels good. I'm going to sprawl tonight, but whatever feels good to you. And give yourself a moment just to check in. Notice how you're feeling, notice the flow of your breath. Feeling your points of contact with the floor. And then, again, bringing your awareness back to your breath. Imagine your breath is like a wave. So as you inhale, it's rolling in. And exhale, a wave rolling back out. Inhale, wave rolling in. Exhale, wave rolling back away from the shore. Now feel this wave of your breath in your belly. So as you inhale, feel the wave of your breath filling up into your belly. And as you exhale, feel the wave of the breath rushing all the way out through your nose or your mouth. One more time, inhale, feel the wave of your breath into your belly. And exhale, feel it receding. Okay, then this time as you inhale, feel the wave of your breath move from your belly all the way down to the tips of your toes. So all the way down your legs. In your mind's eye, envision your wave of your breath inhaling all the way down into your toes. And then exhaling all the way back up. Inhaling again all the way down to the tips of your toes. And exhaling all the way back up. One more time like that, inhaling all the way down to the tips of your toes. And exhale all the way back up. Return to your natural breath. Notice your inhale, notice your exhale. And on your next inhale, take your time. Slowly bring your right knee in toward your chest. So we're going to hug the right knee in. If it feels okay to extend the left leg out on the floor, go for it. If you feel better with the knee bent and the foot on the floor, do that. Remember, listen to your body. No need to force or strain. And then as you inhale, press the knee into your hands so your knee moves away from you just a little bit. And as you exhale, hug that knee in a little bit more. So just a couple times like that. So inhale, knee moves away. Exhale, knee moves in. Maybe one more time. Inhale, knee moves away. Exhale, knee moves in. Good, and then on your next exhale, slowly let's move into a twist. You're going to take your right knee over to the left. Right arm opens out to the right. Your left hand can stay on your knee or it can open up. It's completely up to you. It's whatever feels best. Think about making some space in that right side and breathe here. If you want to, here with that right arm, maybe make some big circles up and around the body. So it's like you're drawing a big circle over your head. Up and around. Just a couple times with the right arm, just because we can. And the next time your right arm's all the way up to the right, pause for a breath. And then inhale, bring your knee back to center. And slowly lower the right leg. Square off your hips. And on your next exhale, slowly bring your left knee in toward your chest. Again, we're going to move with the breath. So inhale, you're going to press your knee in toward your hands. This isn't a huge movement. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale, knee moves away. Exhale, comes back in. Maybe one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Pause here for a deep inhale. And as you exhale again, let's move into the twist. So take the the left knee over to the right. Open the left arm out to the left. Find your twist. And then again from here, if it feels okay, maybe draw those big circles up and around with the left arm. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Any way you want to move your arm. Just getting some mobility into that shoulder, opening up through the chest. I honestly just like the way this feels. And then the next time your left arm's up to the left, we're going to pause here for a moment. And then inhale, bring your knee back to center. And then from here, hug both knees in toward your chest. So both knees hug in. Rock and roll around a little bit, massage out your lower back. And then from here, we're going to either roll over onto one side and come up to seated, or if you want to rock and roll a couple times to come up, you can do that too. So whatever feels good. Either rolling over onto your side and using your hands to come up, or maybe rocking and rolling a couple times and coming all the way up. So once you're all the way up in your seat, you're going to find a cross-legged seat, and let's take the right leg in front of the left to start, so that way we're all on the same page here. So right leg in front of the left. Sit up really super tall, and then as you exhale, walk your hands in front of you and just bow down over your legs. This doesn't have to be huge. If you like to sway side to side a little bit here, really getting into the hips, you can. A little back, make this feel kind of nice. Shoulders away from your ears, face is soft, eyes are soft. And then inhale, walk your hands back up. Let's switch the cross of the feet. So your left foot's going to come in front. Again, sit up really super tall. So you want that length in your spine. And then again, walk your hands forward. Come into your fold. If you want to sway it out a little bit, go for it. Our hips are related to our second chakra, or our second energy center. And it's the element there is water. And it's really fluid and creative. It's a nice one. So when we do hips, sometimes it's nice to feel a little bit flowy. Walk your hands back up towards you. And from here, let's come onto hands and knees. So take your time getting there. Hands are going to come underneath your shoulders. Knees come underneath your hips. I'm going to take this off real quick. And we're going to set up for cat-cow. So as you inhale, we're going to arch the spine looking up. And then exhale, round the back and drop the head. And then just keep going. Follow your breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Feeling the movement through your spine, feeling the movement through your hips. And then on your next inhale, come back to a neutral spine. From here, I'm going to turn towards you, but you can stay where you're at. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to take the right leg. You're going to keep your knee bent and take your right leg out to the right. Belly hugs in towards the spine. It's like dog peeing on a fire hydrant pose. Breathe here. You're going to feel your hips turn on. Try and hug that left hip in towards center. You'll feel your core kick out a little bit. And then exhale, right knee comes down. And then let's do the same thing with the left side. So square everything off. And then when you feel ready, pressing into your hands, belly towards the spine a little bit, left knee comes out to the left. Again, like a dog peeing on a fire hydrant. Breathe. That's the technical name for this pose. Another breath or two. Again, right hip hugs in towards the center. You're going to feel your core kick on. You're going to feel your outer hips. And then exhale, put it down. Good. Let's cat-cow again. Inhale, arch the spine and look up. Exhale, round the back and drop the head. Inhaling. And exhaling. All right, so one more here. Again, I'm going to turn towards you. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to do almost like a circle with the legs. So you're going to keep your knee bent the whole time. We're going to take the right knee, keep the knee bent. You're going to kick the knee back, so it's like your foot is reaching up towards the sky. You're going to take it out to the right, just like we were. Bring it back in. Bring your right knee towards your left elbow, and then back again. So taking it up, out to the right. Bring it all the way around so your right knee points toward your left elbow, and then take it back again. One more like that. So we're getting a total rotation in the hip. That's what we're going for. So out to the right, left elbow, back, and up. Let's do one more just because we can. Out to the right, over to the left elbow. It's really slow. Back and up. And then bring that knee down. So we're just moving the hip joint, the hip and the joint. So let's do side two. So inhale, you're going to take your left leg up. So you're going to keep your knee bent the whole time. Your knee is going to stay bent. Try and hug that right knee in towards center. And then again, you're going to take your left knee out to the left. Knee points towards the right elbow. And then back and up. Again, out to the left. In and towards that right elbow. Back and up. Two more times, out to the left. Feel your breath here, keep breathing. In and towards your elbow, back and up. One more time, out to the left. In and towards your elbow, back and up. And then put that knee down. Let's take the hips back towards the heels for child's pose, stretch that out. So if you can feel in the last couple of poses we've been doing, it's really turning on the hips. So we're gonna have a nice balance, it's my goal, to have a nice balance between effort and ease. A lot of the times when we work with the hips, we really get into the hip stretches, but we also wanna balance that out with a little bit of strength with our stretches. So that way you have nice balanced hips. Give yourself another breath in your child's pose. And then choose if you want to stay in child's pose or if you want to transition into downward facing dog for a breath or two. Remember, choose the position that feels best to you. If it feels good to move around a little bit, do that. If it feels better to stay still, go ahead and stay still. And then on your inhale, let's slide forward into a plank or a kneeling plank. And then exhale, lower all the way down onto your belly. Good. From here, let's come into Sphinx. So forearms come to the floor. Reach your heart way forward. Notice how you're feeling. Press the tops of your feet into the floor. Feel your legs turn on. Feel your low belly lift like it's trying to lift away from the floor, and feel your heart reach forward. And then on your exhale, lower all the way down. Slide your hands back underneath your shoulders or a little bit further back. Inhale into a cobra. Any size you want to be. Exhale to lower down. Let's do two more. Again, any size cobra. Inhale again, cobra pose. Exhale to lower. And one more time, inhale. And exhale. Good. From here, let's press it back. Take your hips back towards your heels for child's pose. Pause here. Again, notice how you're feeling. Notice the flow of your breath. And then on your inhale, let's either stay where you are or transition into downward facing dog just for a breath or two. And again, when you're ready, slowly walk your feet all the way forward to meet your hands, coming into your forward fold at the top of your mat. Once you get there, inhale, lengthen your spine, come about halfway up. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, press into your feet, come all the way up. Reach your arms up overhead, open up. Exhale, hands come to heart. Good, pause here, take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. Then on your inhale, bend your knees, sink your hips, chair pose. So feel yourself hinging from your hips. Feel your breath, feel your toes light, heels are heavy. And then on your exhale, dive forward, forward, forward. So we're just gonna move with the breath. Inhale, come about halfway up. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands. Let's step the left foot back. Coming back into a lunge. Pausing here in our lunge. Again, you can keep your hands on the floor. If you want to bring them onto blocks, water bottles, books, whatever you got, you can do that. So give yourself a breath here, get long in the spine. And then as you exhale, we're going to bend the front knee just a little bit. Or I'm sorry, the back knee. Bend the back knee a little bit. And then inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, back knee bends a little bit. Inhale, straighten the leg. 2 more times like that. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. We're getting into the hip flexor here. 1 more time. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. On your next exhale, put your back knee down on the floor. And let's come into a low lunge. So again, hands can stay low. You can bring them onto your thigh, or you can reach them all the way up. Coming into your low lunge. Tailbone lengthens down, low belly lifts. And instead of just dropping into it, we want to keep a little bit of integrity. So that front heel squeezing forward towards your back knee. Back knee squeezes forward towards the front heel. And then lift your spine up. Breathe. And exhale, hands come down to the floor. So from here, we're either going to step it back on the hands and knees, where we were before, or this time you can take it in a downward facing dog. So we're going to do that hip movement again, either on hands and knees or in down dog, and we're going to do just 3 times. So on your inhale, you're going to take your right leg up, bend the knee, and then exhale, take it around to the right, cross it in and through towards your left elbow, and then inhale, take it up again. Do that again, around to the right, in and through towards that left elbow, and take it up again. 1 more time, out to the right, in and through toward your left elbow, and take it up again. Remember, you can do that on hands and knees, just like we did at the beginning, and then right foot comes down. Take a deep inhale here, deep exhale. On your next inhale, slowly walk your feet all the way forward to meet your hands, coming into your forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into your feet, come all the way up, reach your arms up overhead. Open up. Exhale, hands come to heart. Take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. On your inhale, bend your knees, sink your hips, chair pose. So here we are again. We're hinging at the hips in our chair, lengthening our spine. And then exhale, dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine, come about halfway up. Exhale to fold, plant your hands, step your right foot back this time. So same thing here. On your exhale, you're going to bend your back knee just a little bit. And then inhale, straighten your leg. A couple times like that. Exhale, bend, back knee bends, just hovers above the ground. Inhale to straighten. Remember, your hands can be on something other than the floor here. Exhale, bend your back knee, like blocks or books. Inhale, straighten. 1 more time. Exhale to bend. Inhale to straighten. Exhale, back knee comes all the way down. Inhale, we're going to come up into our low lunge. Remember, hands can stay low. They can come up onto your thigh. They can reach all the way up. Again, instead of dropping into it, you're going to pull up just a little bit. Front heel scissors back, just a little bit towards your back knee, and back knee scissors forward towards your front heel. So you feel nice and engaged. And then reach your spine up. Breathe, open up. And exhale, hands come down to the ground. Again, we're going to step it back, either hands and knees. Remember, we can do this whole thing on hands and knees, or downward facing dog. It's completely up to you. One isn't better than the other. It's just what feels best in your body today. So on your inhale, you're going to take that left leg up. We're going to take it over to the side, open it up, bring it in and across, so it's pointing towards your right elbow, and then up and back again. And let's do that again. Over to the side, and then across, pointed towards your right elbow, and then up and back. One more time, over to the side, across towards your right elbow, up and back. And then slowly step your left foot down to meet your right. If you want to go back into down dog or child's pose, if you're on hands and knees, go for it. Give yourself a breath. And then when you're ready, slowly walk your feet all the way forward to meet your hands. Come back into your forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into your feet, arms reach up overhead, open up. Exhale, hands come down. So feel your feet grounding down, feel the crown of your head reaching up towards the sky. Feel that engagement in your outer hips. It's a good thing. And then from here, we're going to move into tree pose. So I'm going to turn towards you, but you can stay where you are. We're going to shift the weight into the right foot. Left foot's going to pop up, and let's find tree. So either ankle to foot to ankle, foot to calf, or foot all the way up onto your thigh. Just try and avoid your knee. It's very mobile. Be nice to your knee. Hug that right hip in towards center. And breathe. Hands can stay at your heart. They can open up. They can open out. They can, anything you want to do. Breathe here. Couple of breaths. Notice how you're feeling. Notice the flow of your breath. And then exhale, bring your hands back into your heart. Bring your knee back to center and lower your leg. We're going to do side two, but we're going to wait just a minute. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, dive forward, forward, forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands. Let's step the left foot back, anchor down the back heel, and come up into warrior two. So arms are going to come out into a T. Front heel is going to kind of line up with the arch of your back foot. And breathe here. Feel your feet grounding down. Feel the crown of your head reaching up towards the sky. Feel the length of your arms. So in warrior two, since we're talking about hips, your front hip is turning out. So your knee is tracking right on top of your ankle. Your back leg is not turning out, it's turning in just a little bit, and that's what's going to give you that outward rotation in the front leg. Once we start to open up too much in that back hip, it kind of torques on that front knee. So turn that back hip in as much as you need to get that front knee lined up right on top of your ankle. Give yourself another breath here. And then inhale, take your left hand back to your left leg, reach your right arm up towards the sky, make some space in that right side. And then exhale, side angle pose. Either elbow to thigh or hand to the floor or your block. Take your left arm if it feels good up and over your ear. If you get there and can't breathe, take it up towards the sky. Always want to be able to breathe. Feel that long wave of your breath. Inhale, filling all the way up. Exhale, releasing out. Inhaling, filling up. Exhale out. On your next inhale, come all the way back up. And as you exhale, cartwheel your hands down onto the floor. Pivot onto the ball of your back foot. And again, bring that back knee down to the floor. Inhale again into a low lunge. Press your feet down. Open your arms up if that feels okay. And then as you exhale, we're going to twist towards your right leg. So hands come to heart. You can bring your left elbow to the inside or all the way to the outside of that right thigh. Be nice to yourself here. Give yourself another breath. And then inhale, unwind. Bring both hands to the floor. And one more time, step back onto hands and knees. Hip rotations again. How many times can we do this today? I don't know. So again, I'm going to turn a little bit so you can see. So this time we're going to do the same thing, but the opposite direction. So on your inhale, you're going to take your leg back behind you. Keep the knee bent. And then as you exhale, bring your right knee towards your left elbow. Take it out to the right. And then back up and around. So again, exhale, knee towards your elbow. Right knee towards the left elbow. Inhale, take it back out to the right, so like dog peeing on a fire hydrant, and then back up towards the ceiling. One more time. Right knee towards the left elbow, out to the side, and then back up. Exhale, right knee comes down. And from here, coming back into your plank or your kneeling plank, take a breath and lower all the way down. Again, let's come into Sphinx. So bring your forearms down to the floor, open up through your heart, feel your hips. So in those first two that we did when we were rotating the hip, we were rotating it counterclockwise, I think, and now we're rotating it clockwise. I may have said that backwards, but I'm pretty sure that's right. So reach your heart forward, press the tops of your feet down into the floor, feel your legs engage. And it is, those movements do work the outer hips, but they're also really lubricating for the hip joint. So it's one of those nice little mixtures between effort and ease. Give yourself another breath, and then exhale, lower all the way down. Take your hands back, underneath your shoulders or maybe a little bit further back. Inhale into your cobra, and exhale, press it back into child's pose. Hips come back towards your heels. Drop your head. And then choose to stay here or transition into your downward facing dog. Remember, always choose the variation that feels best in your body. Feel your right side, feel your left side. And then again, just slowly walk your feet all the way forward to meet your hands on your next exhale. Coming back into your forward fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale, press into your feet, come all the way up, reach your arms up overhead. And exhale, hands come to heart. Pause here again, take a deep inhale, feel your feet grounding down. Take a deep exhale. All right, so we're gonna do side two, starting with tree. So shifting your weight into your left foot, right foot's gonna pop up. Again, you can kickstand it, bring it up onto your ankle, your calf, your thigh. You can grab hold of your coffee table, your wall, anything you got near you. Always support yourself, it's so important. And then remember, there's a tendency for that left hip to kind of poke up to the left. See if you can suck it in and breathe. Hands can come to your heart, they can reach up or out. Notice how you're feeling, notice the flow of your breath. Notice how that hip rotation and the hip movements make you feel. You may love them, they might feel really good to you. They might be challenging, they might bring up something else. There's no right or wrong, there's no good or bad. It's just, our job is just to notice. And you know, if something irritates me when I'm practicing, it's a good place to go, I wonder why this movement of my leg is making me upset. Or I wonder why this movement of my leg makes me feel so happy. And then when you feel ready, bring your hands to your heart, bring your knee back to center, and lower your leg. All right, so we're gonna move into side two. I'm shifting sides, but stay where you are. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale to fold, plant your hands, step your right foot back. Anchor down your right heel, and we're gonna come back up into warrior two. So again, feel your feet. Feet are our nice foundation, so feel your feet grounding down. Feel your hips. So again, that left hip is rotating open, so your left knee is tracking right on top of your toes, and then that right hip is turning in just slightly, and that's gonna allow for that opening in the left side. And breathe here. Most of our standing poses have one hip turned out and one hip turned in. Not all of them, but most of them do. Breathe, long deep breaths. Notice how you're feeling. You can feel that long wave of breath. On your inhale, take your right hand back to your right leg. Reach your left arm up towards the sky. Open up through that left side. Make it feel nice. And then on your next exhale, let's move into side angle pose. So again, either elbow to thigh or your hand can come to the floor or the block. Right arm can reach up, or if it feels good today, sweep it up and over your ear. So you've got that long line from your right fingertips all the way up to your right heel. But again, if you get here and can't breathe, take it back up. And then again, deep breath. Feel that wave of your breath. Inhale, filling all the way up. Exhale, rolling out. Inhale, fill all the way up. Exhale, let it roll out. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down onto the floor. Again, we're going to pivot onto the ball of the back foot and then bring your back knee down. Coming into your low lunge, hands can stay low. They can come up onto your thigh or they can reach all the way up, opening up. Again, I'm going to turn towards you, but you can stay where you are. Open up here. And then exhale, bring your hands to your heart and let's twist towards the left leg. So right elbow either to the inside or all the way to the outside of the left thigh. Breathe here. Find your long, deep breath in the twist. Take maybe 2 more long, deep breaths. And then on your next exhale, release your hands down onto the floor. And then from here, we're going to come back onto hands and knees. And we're going to do that hip rotation the opposite way on the left side. So again, feel your belly hug in. We're going to keep that right hip hugged in just as much as we can as the left leg reaches back. Remember, the knee stays bent here through this whole thing. And then exhale, left knee is going to come towards your right elbow. And then open out to the left. And then take it up and back. Exhale, bring your knee in towards your elbow. Inhale, out to the left. Exhale, up and back. Inhale, knee to your elbow. Exhale, out to the left. Inhale, up and back. One more time, I think. Exhale. You might have gotten an extra one here. Exhale, knee to the elbow. Inhale to the side. Exhale, up and back. And then exhale, bring the knee down. Let's come into a plank or a kneeling plank and lower all the way down onto your belly. Just regular cobra this time. Inhale, roll your shoulders back. Open up your heart. And exhale, press it back. Hips come back towards your heels for child's pose. You can stay in child's pose, or if it feels better to transition into down dog, tuck your toes, lift your knees, downward facing dog. Breathe here. And then again, take your time, slowly walk your feet all the way forward to meet your hands. Coming back into your fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale, press into your feet, come all the way up, put your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands come to heart. All right, so I've got one more round of standing, and then we're going to get really stretchy with the hips. So from here, widen your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Turn your toes out and your heels in. Inhale, arms are going to reach up. And then exhale, as you bring your hands into your heart, you're going to pop down into a squat. So your squat could be halfway down, come a little bit further, you can come all the way down, but be mindful of your knees. Very mindful of your knees. You're there to keep yourself safe, to keep your knees safe, and it's very, very important to keep your knees safe. So don't come all the way down if your knees say no. Listen to your knees. Get really long in your spine here. Feel your feet grounding down. If your heels pop up, it's okay. You can roll up your mat or even take a blanket and put them underneath your heels so you've got something nice to press into. Give yourself another breath or two, maybe lengthen your spine. And then on your exhale, hands come down to the floor. Straighten your legs. Wiggle your feet back so they're about hip width apart. Inhale, lengthen, come about halfway up. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step your left foot back. Anchor down your back heel, we're going to come back up into warrior two. So again, front knee is pointing forward over the foot. Back leg's turned in just a little bit. Take a long, deep inhale here. Long, deep exhale. On your inhale, take your left hand back to your left leg, reach your right arm up towards the sky, open it up. And exhale, side angle pose, either elbow to thigh or hand to the floor of the block. Maybe left arm scoops up and over your ears. Remember your modification, so you can take it up. You can bring it under your hips even. Be nice to yourself. Another breath. Inhale, come all the way back up. And then this time, bring your hands onto your hips, straighten your front leg. We're going to parallel the feet, wiggle them a little bit closer in towards each other. Turn your toes out and your heels in, and then pop down into a goddess squat, like a horse stance. Breathe here. So this is one of the standing poses where both of your hips are turned out. Long, deep breaths. Shoulders away from your ears. Face is soft, eyes are soft, toes are light. And now we're getting into the inside of the legs. We've been working a lot with the outside of the hips. Now we're feeling the inside a little bit. Getting all around the hip joint today. Inner thighs, another breath. Inhale, straighten your legs. Parallel your feet. Open up your heart towards the sky. And then as you exhale, hinge forward and fold. Hands can fall wherever they fall. They can come to the floor. They can come to a block. They can just hang. You can hook your big toes if you want to. Couple of breaths here. Inhale, come about halfway up. From here, we're going to walk our hands around towards our right foot. So hands are going to walk towards the right foot. Pivot your right foot towards the front of the mat and find yourself in a lunge. Take a deep inhale here. And then exhale, let's step it back. Now from here, we're going to either come onto hands and knees or come into downward facing dog. We're going to do that hip rotation one more time. This is it, except we got to do the left side too, but this is it for the right side. So again, we're going to do that opposite way. So you're going to take your leg up behind you, bend the knee, and then exhale, cross it across over towards your left elbow. Inhale, open it out to the right, and take it up and back. 2 more times like that. Exhale towards your left elbow. Inhale out to the right. Exhale up and back. 1 more time. Remember, you can do this on your hands and knees. Across towards your left elbow. Inhale out to the right. And exhale up and back. Good. And then on your next exhale, bring your right foot down. Let's slide forward into a plank or a kneeling plank. You can skip this too if you want to right now. Exhale, lower down. Inhale into a cobra. And exhaling back, child's pose first. Hips come back towards your heels, stretch it out. And then choose to stay, or just to transition, move into your downward facing dog. All right, on your next inhale, we're going to step the right foot forward. So right foot comes forward. Bring the back knee down to the floor, so left knee comes down. We're going to bring both hands to the inside of the right foot. You're going to wiggle your right foot a little bit over to the right a little bit. You can stay here. This might be plenty. Or if you want to go a little bit further into it, you can bring your forearms down to the ground, down to your block or your book. It doesn't matter how low you get here. We still want that scissoring action in the leg. So just like in our regular low lunge, your front heel's hugging back towards your back knee and your back knee is hugging forward towards your front heel. So you're nice and engaged in your hips. We're just saying hello to the hips in more of a stretchy way. Breathe. This is lizard pose. Or in yin, we call it dragon pose, which I often connect more to dragon pose because this pose makes me want to breathe fire. Long, deep breaths. And then on your next inhale, take your time, slowly walk your hands back up. And let's step the left foot forward to meet the right. We'll come all the way up to the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into your feet, come all the way up, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands come to heart. All right, side two. I'm going to switch sides, but again, you can stay where you are. Wiggle your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Turn your toes out and your heels in. And we're going to, again, pop down into that squat. So inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hands come to heart as we bend the knees in towards the squat. Remember, you can stop at any point here. You can stop here, 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 anywhere you want to be. Breathe. The most important part is to take care of your body. Take care of your knees, take care of yourself, take care of your mind. Long, deep breaths. We never want to push ourselves towards exhaustion. We don't want to push ourselves past the point where we can feel sensation, but we can hang out too. Finding your spot, that spot that works for you today. Give yourself another breath. And then exhale, hands come down to the floor. Let's straighten the legs. Wiggle the feet back so they're about hip width apart. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step your right foot back. Anchor down your right heel, and we're going to come up into warrior two. Breathe here. We're going to take a long, deep inhale. And a long, deep exhale. On your inhale, right hand comes back to your right leg. Left arm reaches up towards the sky, opening up. Pause here. Take another long, deep inhale. Long, deep exhale to transition into side angle pose. So either elbow to thigh, hand to the floor of the block. Right arm can reach up, or you can sweep it up and over your ear. Find that big wave of your breath. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. One more time. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Inhale, come all the way back up. Then you're going to straighten your front leg. Bring your hands onto your hips. Let's parallel the feet. Maybe wiggle them just a little bit closer. Turn your toes out and your heels in. And we're going to come down into that goddess squat. Breathe here. Shoulders down away from your ears. Face is soft. Eyes are soft. Maybe bounce around a little bit. And the hips are fluid. So if we move in this pose, no one's going to yell at us. Breathe. It's very watery, the hips. We're connecting with our creativity, our water element. Our sense of security in our own body. Another breath. And then inhale, straighten your legs. Parallel your feet, so all toes point towards the long side of the mat. Bring your hands onto your hips, open up your heart, and exhale, hinge forward and fold. Hands can come wherever they fall. Again, whatever you want to do with your hands, go for it. Breathe. And just a little add-on on this side, just because I like it. We're going to inhale, come about halfway up. Turn your left toes, this is about 45 degrees to the left, so they point towards kind of the front corner of the mat. And then we're going to bend the left knee, keep the right leg straight, walk your hands over to the left, like Spider-Man, and then go the other way. Bend your right knee. Make sure those right toes are pointing, so your knee's tracking right on top of your toes. And then switch and go the other way. Side to side. This is Skandasana. If you like to roll onto the heel of that extended leg, you can. Only if it feels good in your body. This is one of those nice, fluid, creative poses. So if you want to do this without your hands, you can. If it feels good to hold one side, you can do that. If it feels good to stay really low, you can do that. And then play around with it. See what feels good in your body. And then maybe do one more on each side. And then the next time we're on the left, you're going to pivot, walk your hands all the way around so you're back in your lunge. And then step your left foot back. Again, we're going to come down either on the hands and knees, back on hands and knees, or downward facing dog. We're going to do that hip rotation one more time, 3 times if I can count it correctly on this side. So as you inhale, keeping that left knee bent, we're going to take it up and back. And then exhale, left knee is going to travel over towards the right elbow so it hugs underneath you. Inhale, take it out to the left, open it up. And then exhale, back and up. One more time, or two more times. Inhale, knee towards your right elbow. Exhale, open up. Inhale, back. One more time, exhale, hug it in. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, take it back. And then slowly step your left foot down to meet your right. If you want to flow here, you can skip this part, but if you want to, inhale forward into your plank or your kneeling plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale into your cobra, follow your breath. And then exhaling back, child's pose first. And then choose to stay in child's pose or transition into downward facing dog. Notice what you need. On your next inhale, take your time. You're going to slowly step your left foot forward between your hands. Again, we're going to bring the back knee down to the floor. Wiggle your left foot over to the left and bring both hands to the inside of the left foot. Again, you can stay up. This might feel nice. You can come down onto your forearms, onto your block, anywhere you want to be. Side 2 is probably going to feel different than side 1, and that's okay. Modify for this side as you need to. No need to force it into the same shape that you made the first side. Everybody's hips are different. We usually have one hip that's a little bit dominant, and so it's gonna feel different than your other hip. It's just how it is. So breathe. Send some love to your left hip. Notice your face here, see if you can soften through your face. And again, if you like to bob or sway a little bit here, I don't think that's wrong. I do it. So give yourself another couple breaths. And then as you exhale, you're going to press it back. Go back into child's pose. Hips come back towards your heels. Drop your head. Let it go. Feel the opening in the lower body. Feel the wave of your breath. And then on your inhale, slowly come all the way up to seated. So we've done a lot of strengthening for the outer hips. So I really want to stretch into the outer hips now. Otherwise, you might be feeling a little bit tight, and that's never the goal. So so I'm going to give you some options here for an outer hip opener. Now, this is in no particular order, and again, I want you to choose the one that feels best on your hips and your knees, okay? It's important to take care of yourself. It's the most important part. I can't see you, so make sure you're taking care of yourself. So from here, you can either, this is option A. Okay, option A is reclined pigeon. So laying back on your back, cross your right ankle over your left knee. Left foot is on the floor. You can stay here, or you can choose to hug that knee in, threading your right arm in that hole between your legs. Okay, you can do that one. If you have a hip opener that you love, do that, obviously. But or you can do single pigeon, which is taking the right shin forward towards the front of the mat, and then the left leg's gonna reach back. Now keeping that right foot engaged. If your foot's a little bit further towards you, pointing and pressing that foot into the mat. If it's a little bit further away from you, really flexing that foot so that way we're not taking it into the knee. Again, you can stay up here, or you can choose to fold forward. So that's option B. I'm going to give you one more option. Option C is double pigeon, which again, you're going to take your left shin this time. Left shin's going to come towards your front of the mat, and then right shin's going to stack on top. Now, your shins may not get all the way down. They might go all the way down, which is fine. But if it doesn't get all the way down, a nice option here is, again, to take your block or your book or whatever you've got and stick it underneath there so you have a nice support. And then again, you can stay, you can maybe fold forward. So find a position that feels good for you. Maybe one of those, maybe if none of those feel good, you could also do a butterfly, soles of the feet together, knees out wide, or even a reclined butterfly. You can do that on your back too. It just gave you a lot of options. Sorry about that. So just pick one, give yourself a few breaths in whichever variation feels best to you. And see if, while we're hanging out here, see if you can soften through your shoulders, soften through your face, soften through your breath. Allow that right hip to become heavy. And see if you can send that wave of your breath, that we've been working with your class. See if you can send it into your right hip. So inhaling, send the wave of your breath all the way down into your right hip. Exhale. Inhale, wave of the breath travels into the right hip. And as you exhale, allow that wave of breath to carry away any tension or tightness or feelings of unease that may reside in that hip. Maybe a couple more times, inhaling into the right hip. Exhaling, allowing yourself to soften, letting the wave carry away any tension. One more time, inhale, breathing into your right hip. Exhale, allowing the exhale to carry away any tension. And when you feel ready, slowly start to come out of the side, unwind your legs. And whatever you need to do, some of us may be in different shapes. So whatever shape you're in, give yourself a moment between sides, maybe shake out your legs. And then when you feel ready, side two, remember you can be on your back with your left ankle over your right thigh. You can be in single pigeon, left leg forward, right leg back. Or again, double pigeon, right shin comes down, left shin comes on top. Maybe block underneath your knee, or book, a big book. Like Lord of the Rings is a good one for this one. Sit up really super tall. And again, you can stay, you can fold, you can adjust, you can modify as you need to. Give yourself a moment to kind of settle into this side. And again, start to come back to that breath. So inhaling, feel the wave of the breath traveling down into the left hip. Exhaling, allow that wave as it travels back up and out to carry away any tension or tightness. Inhale, all the way down into your left hip. Exhale, allow that wave to travel up and release whatever needs to be released. Inhaling all the way down into your left hip. Exhale, allow that hip to soften as the tension is carried away. Maybe one more time, really deep inhale. Really deep exhale, letting go of whatever needs to be let go of. Give yourself one or two more breaths here, softening into the left side. And when you feel ready, take your time, slowly unwind your left leg. And whatever you're doing, take your time, whatever, if you need to shake your legs out, go for it. We're gonna make our way all the way back onto our backs. And we're gonna end just with a rolling bridge. So knees bent, feet on the floor. Just a couple times, maybe 3 or 4, depending on I get lost halfway through. So knees bent, feet on the floor, arms come down by your sides, And as you inhale, we're going to lift the hips, and if it feels good to lift the arms with the hips, you can, taking the arms all the way up and overhead. Like you're the wave. Now exhale, waving all the way back down. Inhale, all the way up, letting that wave come in. Exhale, wave rolls back out. 2 more, because it feels nice. Inhale, opening all the way up. Exhale, all the way back down. Follow your breath. 1 more, inhale. And exhale. Exhale all the way down. Once you get there, maybe bring your knees into your chest, hug your knees in, rock and roll around a little bit. And then from here, take your arms out into a T and drop both of your knees over to the right, coming into your twist. Releasing through the left side. Feel that left shoulder melting down. Feel everything beginning to slow down. On your inhale, bring your knees back in towards your chest. And as you exhale, drop your knees over to the left, coming into your twist on the other side. Right shoulder melts down. Feeling your right shoulder melting towards the floor as your breath begins to slow down. Inhale, bring your knees back to center. And as you exhale, find your way into your Shavasana, into your final relaxation pose. Maybe opening up like a big starfish. And I'm going to sit up, but stay in whatever position you need to. Maybe get yourself really comfortable. And one more time, come back to the wave of the breath. Feel that breath. As you inhale, think about inhaling from the tip of your nose all the way down into the center of your heart. Inhaling from the tip of your nose all the way down through the center of your heart. And exhaling all the way back out. And then inhaling from the tip of your nose to the center of your heart and then all the way out through your fingertips. And then exhaling from your fingertips, your chest, center of the heart, out through the nose. Inhaling from the center of the nose, heart, down through the fingertips and down into the core, into your belly. And then exhaling, belly, heart, fingertips, shoulders, and out through your nose. 1 more, inhaling through your nose, to your heart, fingertips, belly, all the way down through the tips of your toes. And then exhale, let that wave of breath wash all the way back up through the nose. So inhaling from the nose, let the wave of breath wash all the way down through the whole body. And then exhale, let that wave of your breath wash all the way back up through your nose. And then rest here. Letting go of anything you feel like you're still holding on to. Enjoying a few quiet moments. And then please stay for as long as you can. Maybe give yourself another minute or two. But if you have to be done right at 7, we're right there. So if you're staying, just ignore me. But if you're coming out, slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Stretch up through your arms and down through your toes so you feel like you're waking up again. And then take your time, slowly roll all the way over onto your right or left side, using your hands to come up. Finding your tall seat, bringing your hands into your heart if that feels appropriate to you, sealing in your practice. Bowing to yourself, to your breath, your life force, your energy, and allowing that breath, that life force, that energy to expand out, sending your love, your peace, your good out into the world. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. And thank you all so much for joining me and for practicing, and I will be back next week. Thank you.